Shelby, good morning.
Good morning.
I saw you pop on and pop off, and then a couple other people that I was like, oh no, is it working right?
Oh, no, it's fine. But I'm not able to share my screen. I have the social media page ready.
Where is it?
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. That's why we're here, so I can make you a co-host. Here you go. All right. I forgot my part. All right. You should have capability now.
Okay.
And yeah, feel free if you want to pop up the social media thing now, go for it. And again, good morning, everybody. We'll be starting at 10 o'clock, so in about 5 minutes. There you go. Sweet. And if you're on waiting for us to get started, please check out our social media page here on the share screen that our fabulous media director, Shelby Fowler, created. Different ways to connect to EQUA. Visit our website for sure. Lots of useful information on there. You can text EQUA to 55469. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or email us.
No matter if it's red, yellow, black or white, America needs rainbow flower.
Good morning, Cynthia. You got me covered for the election update, election committee update? I think you guys are able to unmute yourselves.
Okay, sorry about that. Yes, and can I be early? Because I'm discombobulated this morning and I I need to lay back down.
Oh, sweetie, okay. Yeah, no worries. You know what? I'll get you up. I'll get you up first thing.
That'll be cool.
Okay, I got you covered.
Thank you. Are you still on there, Gina?
Yep, I'm here.
Have you heard? I didn't want to bother Kathy. How's she doing?
She's doing okay. Yeah. We've text actually, and she's doing okay.
Are the services been held yet?
They're not gonna do a service because sorry, hang on, let me turn this down a bit. They're not gonna be able to do a service up there. It's prohibited. She's in Northern California. And unfortunately services are prohibited, so they're not gonna be able to do one. We're trying to, this is recording, and so I'm not gonna put too much information.
Okay, all right, then never mind.
But no, it's okay. But we are gonna try and plan something for when she gets back, hopefully, and I'll keep you in the loop on that. Okay.
Please do. Please.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We gosh, I mean, I know how hard this is, so yeah.
We've all been, well, I've been through it. I'm older, so both parents.
Yeah,
Okay.
likewise
Well,
for
here
me.
in California, I've been to several services, but they were outside, and a certain amount of people, and they were socially distanced, spaced, and it was in the parking lot. So I guess they're not allowing that up there.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think if they're not allowing it, because yeah, down here,
Yeah.
they're doing it in limited spaces, but outside. But up there, she said it's not allowed. So
Okay. All right. Well, I've communicated with her very little because I don't really want her to be bothered about this. So.
yeah, exactly.
So
And I told her that. I said, let us know when you're ready. And then she did do some EQUA stuff, and I'm like, girl, you ain't got to do it. We'll get it covered. And she's like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm keeping busy, it's fine. And I'm like, all right. So I kind of did the same thing where, I rallied the troops to do all the stuff that she normally does, which is a lot, so.
Yes, yes. But in a way, it keeps her busy though, too, while she's up there. Fortunately, with technology, she can do it long distance.
Exactly.
That's cool.
But,
Alright.
certainly feel free to text her some love and support.
Oh, yeah. Well, me and her communicate all the time. I got my first shot. I get my next one in 2 weeks. First
Oh,
one was
yay.
just my arm got sore, but the next one is on the 18th. But some reason today I'm just tired. But I got a hairdresser's appointment too, so that's why I'm no video today, boy.
That's okay. I understand. I'm gonna turn my video on because I was just trying to eat my apple first, but I got my hair colored at least. I didn't get it all the way done, but at least I got the lady to throw a little color in it so I could do video.
Yeah,
But
when I looked in my mirror this morning, I was like, oh, hell no video. That is not gonna work today. I have a reputation to maintain. Oh, hell no.
Trust, I have been very challenged these last 4 months being on video. Like, my hair is crazy, but I don't know, some of you know, I used to be an actor, so I am very good with lighting. So I was able to do the lighting to make my hair look good. Yeah, Avis?
Gina, don't forget recording.
I can talk about my crazy hair on the recording, I think.
My sister.
She means recording of all cultures.
We're recording.
The cultural education.
I got you. Hey, each one teach one about my hair. All right, I'm gonna get this recording going. And then we're gonna get the meeting started. Welcome, everybody. I know more people will be signing on as we go, but thank you guys so much for being here. Oh, there I am. All right, let me get the recording going and then we'll get started. And please check out our social media page that's displayed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Empowerment Congress West Area Neighborhood Development Council meeting. My name is Gina Fields, and I'm the chair of our Neighborhood Council's board. Our board is a representative body that is elected by area stakeholders. There are many ways of becoming involved with our Neighborhood Council. We would love for you to become a member of one of our active committees. If you would like more information or to become more involved with our Neighborhood Council, please email outreach@equandc.org. During our meeting, we will be discussing the items that are listed on the meeting's agenda. There are copies of the agenda on our website at www.ecwandc.org, and we will display the agenda on the screen. The agenda contains a list of the items that we will be discussing during our meeting. We will proceed with each agenda item in numerical order. Now is the time for board members to survey the agenda to determine whether any board member present has a conflict of interest under the State Political Reform Act, Government Code Section 1090, or the common law rules of bias. These rules provide that a board member should not participate in matters in which he or she has a financial interest, or when he or she has a personal interest, which may conflict with their official duties. Should any board member have a conflict of interest, at the time the agenda item is announced for discussion, the board member should identify the general nature of the conflict, indicate that he or she is recusing him or herself from participating in the matter, and leave the meeting during the duration of the discussion of the item. Before we make a decision on any item, the public is provided with the opportunity to provide its comment on the item that we are considering. If you have a general comment on an item that is not listed on the agenda, then you may provide us with your comment during the public comments portion of the meeting. Please understand there are certain laws that apply to neighborhood councils that limit our discussion to the items that have been listed on the agenda. These laws limit the actions that we may take during the meeting. Thus, we may be legally prohibited from acting on a concern that you express. However, please note that your concern may become a topic of discussion at a future meeting for our neighborhood council after we have had a chance to list the item on the agenda. In order for you to speak and be heard on any agenda item, you will be called on by me when it is your turn to speak. In order for me to know that you want to speak, please click on the raise hand icon or press number 9 if you're on the phone. When a person is speaking, they're entitled to courtesy and respect. There should not be any other discussion occurring. If you want to chat separately, please take that discussion offline while our meeting is in session. We will treat one another with respect during this meeting. That means we act with civility and decorum. We do not interrupt, boo, or hiss when disagreeing with someone's point of view. Any competing viewpoint may be articulated without the need for inappropriate or uncivil action. Thank you for your continued support. All right, good morning, everyone. Oh, hang on. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. And there we go. All right, and welcome to the ECWA General Meeting. I'm Gina Fields, the chairperson of Empowerment Congress West Area Neighborhood Development Council. And on behalf of myself and the board, welcome. Thank you for being here on a Saturday. We've got an exciting meeting today. We're gonna get information from a lot of our local officials, and we're also gonna, and then at the end of the meeting, the first half of the meeting is information from local officials and local organizations. The second half of the meeting will be some business shout outs and some nonprofit and local organizations in our area. I'm gonna do my best to share screen now and show you the agenda. Oh, before I do that, so just my little opening here is that I did get vaccinated. I got my, hang on, let me take this down first. There we go. I got vaccinated. I got my first vaccination, as you guys know, prior to the last meeting. I was a little tired the day after, minor headache, but felt okay. Got my second vaccination, and everybody's gonna make the choice that's right for them. Everybody has their own experience. Next month, we're probably gonna talk about other people's experience, but I'm just telling people what I personally experienced, if it in any way helps anyone. So I got vaccinated on Tuesday night. I felt okay, minor headache. Wednesday, I admit I was kind of knocked on my butt. I was just very tired, just really, really like bone tired. So I didn't work that day. I stayed off. I laid in bed till about noon. I got up, watched TV for a couple hours, went to sleep again at about 4, just completely fell asleep in front of the TV, woke up at about 6:30 and felt fine. So the second day after really did hit me, and I was very tired, but after that I felt fine. And since then I felt fine. So I now apparently have 5G in my head though from the, I'm kidding, I'm sorry. So I probably don't have 5G, but I also don't have a third limb. I didn't turn into a zombie, and nothing else horrible yet has happened. What you see is what you get. So that was just my experience. And we're gonna have a few other people at our meeting next month talk about their experience, because I know it's different for everyone. And that can give everybody who has not been vaccinated just a little bit more just information about how people are feeling and what they're getting. All right, great. So with that said, thank you so much. And Denise, are you able to do our roll call? Denise Stansel, our co-chair, are you able to do our roll call for us? And I'm gonna try and share screen this agenda, and y'all let me know if you can see it or if it looks crazy, and because I got too many other screens open that I want to show you later. But so can everybody see the agenda now?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay, great. All right, Denise, would you like to do our roll call, please?
Yes, I will. Gina Fields,
Yes, Gina Fields, chairperson, here today.
I'm Denise Stansel. I'm the co-chair of here today. Mary Jones Dark, Area 1 representative. Isaiah Madison, Area 1 representative. A. Couture, Area 2 representative. Jackie Ryan, Area 2 representative. Diane Robertson, Area 3 representative.
Here.
KJ Clark, Area 3 representative.
Present.
Edmund Warren, treasurer.
Here.
Kathy Guyton, secretary.
Yeah, Kathy said she would not be able to be here today.
Shelby Fowler, media coordinator.
Here, present.
Jason Lombard, member at large.
Good morning, I am here.
Johnny Raines III, member at large.
Good morning, in the house.
Misty Wilkes, member at large.
Good morning. I want to know why I didn't get to the party, invited to that party that the first 5 people are apparently at.
Thank you, Misty.
Avis Gibson, member at large.
Good morning, Avis Gibson, member at large here.
Okay, I believe we have quorum.
Great. All right. Thank you so much. And everybody can see the agenda here. You can also sign on to our webpage, www.ecwandc.org, to see the agenda there as well. And I'm just going to bring that down so we can all see each other. All right. So we're actually going to start off with Cynthia Singleton, our election committee chair. Cynthia, the floor is yours. If you could give a quick 3-minute update on the election committee. We have neighborhood council elections coming up shortly in a couple months. And Cynthia is on our election committee and she's going to give her update now. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Anything I missed, Johnny or Nat, would you jump in? Okay, I'm going to give a quick calendar update. Saturday, April 17th. Tentatively, the committee has gotten permission to give a social distancing parking lot assistance to people because of the COVID. This is going to be a very difficult election because of the fact that everything is mail-in and you have to do an application to request a ballot, which is going to be difficult for a lot of people that aren't really computer savvy. So therefore we brainstormed and talked about having a parking lot assistant registering a ballot application social distancing event, and it was approved. And Kathy emailed me and told me that the date is tentative, but we're looking at April 17th. And that's the parking lot in back of ECWA, because it's really huge and we could really spread out and have laptops and assist people. And if we're concerned about as far as the social distancing, we want to look at maybe having a different times for seniors and then another time for the other folk. April the 26th, Friday, ballot mailing period begins. That means that you can start sending in your ballots as of April 26th when you have to send for your application to request them online. One of the things that came up that we were concerned and we asked the people downtown is how are they going to verify? What's the verification process? So they gave us several examples. One was that you could mail in your driver's license and passport. Some people eyeballed on that, and some people wouldn't want to make a copy of that and mail it in, those documents. So they were even talking about possibly doing a screenshot with the clerk downtown or faxing. So that's kind of up in the air. And you can look at their website to look at what they want as far as to give you credentials as to prove where you live and are you qualified to vote. May 15th, the candidates form the Zoom meeting. We will have a candidates forum on May 15th, and the candidates will receive several questions ahead of time. So therefore, it will be concise in some of the issues and their answers. Now, we don't, of course, they want to give a political statement, but we'd also like this to be focused on some of the concerns. And so we're going to give them a set of questions that they will be directly asked to answer. May 18th, Tuesday, end of ballot request period, 1 week before election. That means that'll be the end of the time that you can request a ballot. So please make a note of that. May 18th, Tuesday, will be the last day that you can go online and request a ballot. Also Tuesday, May 18th, candidates photo and statement deadline are due. So you candidates, I'm sure you all got yourself on the ballot, so you're very aware of the website and what the requirements are. But just a reminder that you need a photo and a statement, and the deadline to submit that is May 18th, which is a Tuesday. May 25th is election day. But we've been given a little gratis. They've extended the period after election day due to the mail-in situation to June 4th. So it's been extended, the deadline to receive mail-in ballots. So it's given people more time. We appreciate the fact that this is going to be very difficult because of the fact it is a very different situation than we're used to. It is changed, but we do need to exercise our right to vote, and we do need to exercise our right to support the candidates that we support. So I hope that everybody will participate, and I thank you for your time. Thank you. And Johnny, did I miss anything you want to add?
No, I think you covered everything. Thank you.
Okay,
The one
Nat.
thing I want to just jump in and ask, could you just remind everyone the candidates, the positions that people are running for, please?
Okay, it's president, chair, co-chair, and then representatives, 2 for each district, 1, 2, and 3. And the ballot is out, so you can see the candidates that are on the ballot. And this is recorded, I know, but Gina she's the one for co-chair. She's on a white ballot, really. It's just her. But anyway, make sure you vote the district that you're in, and please look at the website and go through the process. And we will have that parking lot assistance program for everybody. We will actually help you register online and request and go through the process. Thank you very much.
Great. Thanks a lot, Cynthia, for that update. Thanks to the election committee for all the hard work you guys are putting in. Appreciate it. And go ahead, John.
Just one thing, just to remind folks, everyone is able to vote for chair and co-chair, but as far as the area reps, you have to be a stakeholder in the area where that rep is running. So if you live in area 2, you can't vote for the reps in area 1. You can only vote for the reps in the area that you are a stakeholder.
Excellent point, Johnny. All right, and we have one question. KJ, yes?
But at least.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I did have a question. I did the registration like online, and then you had to show like ID or prove that you lived wherever. And I mean, I sent a tax bill because my driver's license has a PO box on it for security purposes, like my so like my question is, if your driver's license doesn't have your address, how is that even like a valid thing? I don't know. I just sent the property tax and I have to check back to see if that was acceptable, because I don't know.
I think the property tax will definitely be acceptable, but you can send a utility copy. Before, remember when we registered and when we voted in person over at the mall, you could even bring a utility bill. But when we talked, I asked the questions for the guy downtown. They were suggesting a driver's license or a passport. That's deep. But
okay.
And
but
the
a tax
property
bill,
tax
I'm sure would be acceptable.
It is. It's on the list. KJ,
Okay.
when you go onto the website, it's one of the items that's on the list. The list of documents is like 2 or 3 pages long.
Yeah, it was a lot going on. This is a lot this year.
It is. It's going to be challenging, but we shall overcome because COVID. They're just trying to do the best they can to keep everybody.
Gina,
So respect. Yeah, Misty.
can we possibly do a walkthrough session and take 5 or 10 minutes out of each of the next few meetings between now and then and show the website where you click, how you do the
As it gets
online?
closer, so
Hey,
yes.
I don't mean to interrupt, but we're going to have a tutorial, Misty. We've already planned, and I don't have the date yet. I should have written that down. I have so many notes, but there's going to be a tutorial that ECWA is going to give, actually a Zoom tutorial. I think they've had one already. The downtown did.
We had one on March 27th, and then yes, I think the election committee is planning to do something.
Yes.
We'll do a presentation at a general meeting, most likely the next general meeting.
Right. Have a tutorial and have it so step by step, because like you said, it is very challenging.
Yeah, exactly. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cynthia. I know you said you might have to jump off early, but appreciate it. And thank you to the whole election committee. And next up, let's go to Senior Lead Officer Evlett. Do you want to unmute yourself? And we've got about 5 minutes for you. So the floor is yours.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate the invite. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. I just wanted to give a shout out to the block clubs that we have. We have a lot of active block clubs, neighborhood watches in the area that I cover. So for those of you who might be joining in for the first time, or maybe for the first time in a while, I'm Officer Paul Evlett, and I'm the Senior Lead Officer for the Southwest area for the 3 communities of Leimert Park, Angeles Mesa, and parts of Arlington Park. And that area, as far as the LEPD map goes, would be from 52nd Street, which I know is Park Mesa Heights Neighborhood Council, all the way to Exposition Place, which is the business district north of Obama Boulevard. And then from Van Ness Avenue all the way to Crenshaw Boulevard. And within that area, we have more block clubs than I would say. Johnny can correct me, but I would say we probably have more block clubs than any other community than I'm aware of, which is really very, very helpful, especially when we've had an increase in violence, increase in crime, especially the violence. So I just wanted to show a map. Can I share my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Hopefully it works without any issues. Does everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't normally show such a wide map, but I know it looks scary. But if you notice, look at that area right there.
That's impressive.
That's impressive. That's the north area of Leimert Park. And then if you zoom in, of course it messed up. Shows the whole world. Okay, I tested it earlier and it was working. I apologize, you guys.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, okay. So if you zoom in, now it's showing Hancock Park. One of these days I'll get it. Okay, so we have a lot of block clubs in here, very active block clubs. We also have, Grayburn, West Side Ave. We also have Citra Avenue, Leimert Park Southeast right here with Diane Robertson. She's done a good job of connecting other block clubs and helping out with a brain trust, as she calls it. And I know Diane's on the line. Brainstorming what we could do to prevent violence in the Stalker Plaza area. And it really, really helps to be connected with one another. It's one thing to be connected with the police, but the most important thing is to be connected with each other and to really look out and know what's going on in your community. And traditionally, there's been very, very active community members. And I really want to commend everybody. Right here, we had a crime a few days ago, actually on the 26th, that I'm sorry I don't have a lot of details. I actually, for some reason, I overlooked it. But it was a burglary on Hepburn between 3 and 3:45 in the afternoon. Sometimes when I look at a summary of a crime, it kind of paints a picture. And then when I read the report, there's a lot more to the story. But from the summary, it says that a stranger somehow got into the residence in a 45-minute period in the afternoon in the 3700 block. And they took, it sounds like a couple of dogs from the residence. I'm going to try to get more details because there may be more to the story, but just to kind of be on alert. I know a lot of you have pets and you love your dogs and cats. And, it would just be devastating to lose part of your family. Because I know people, I don't have a dog, but I know people who have dogs and they are part of your family. So just kind of keep that in mind. And I'll try to get more details on what the circumstances were. The other day on the 31st, right in here, in front of Mavericks Flat, and I think that's part of ECWA, correct?
Yes.
Okay. We had a homeless person that was accosted by a stranger and knocked the homeless individual unconscious. It sounds like he's okay, but I know we talk about homelessness a lot, but we also definitely have homeless as victims of crime. And so let's do what we can to really look out for these homeless individuals because they are part of the community. And I know sometimes they get a bad reputation for the encampments and whatnot. But I don't know if I know this particular victim, but I just thought I would bring that up because that was not too late in the morning. I believe it was after dark hours in the evening, and don't have any more details on it. The other thing is we've been working very hard, and thank you, Johnny, for partnering up with us and leading the effort with the vending that's been going on in the Leimert Park area. I think maybe Johnny will be speaking about it later, possibly, but I just wanted to let you know that the community, the fire department, the council office, Council District 10 specifically, a lot of the residents, the business owners, and a couple other city departments have really been providing a lot of outreach to the vendors. This Sunday, tomorrow, will mark, I think, 11th or 12th Sunday consecutive that we've been out there for several hours with the fire department, especially just letting the vendors know how they can get a permit for what they've been doing. It's become so popular that it's just so many people, and Degnan, as you know, is a short block, and it's just provided a kind of a complicated pathway for everybody to be successful with that many people and cars mixed in. So I just thought I would mention that. And then if there's any time for questions, Gina, I'll be happy to take a couple.
We have time for a couple questions.
Okay.
So thank you so much for your update, Officer Evelyn. And if
You're
anyone has a question now, please raise your hand. I see that Billion has a question. Billion, do you want to unmute yourself? And the floor is yours.
All right, greetings. Good morning. Again, that Officer Paul comes to these meetings and consistently neglects to report to the community the crimes and shootings involving the LAPD is dangerous to us. It's a one-sided narrative and is actually hiding the threat that the LAPD poses to our people. Nationally, there's been over 200 shootings. 30 of those shootings were directly killing Black people, and even locally, the LAPD has been involved in 9 shootings recently, just within the past few weeks. And as I brought up at the last meeting, the LAPD even stood by and witnessed a crime being carried out by employees of Robert Salcedo. So that he continues to come here and give these partial facts is not acceptable. And Officer Paul himself pulled a gun on a community member for an alleged robbery of a bicycle. So, you know, get out of here with that bullcrap.
So Billion, I respect to what you're saying. Thank you. And I always love you being here. Is there a specific question that you have though, so we can be solution oriented?
My question is to the neighborhood council. Why do you consistently allow him to come here? Because many of you also know these shootings and Black people are being killed. So why do you consistently allow him to come here and give these half facts about what's happening with the LAPD?
Thank you. It's an excellent question, actually. So ECWA in general, we're about communication. So anything that we can do to communicate better. I believe that more incidents happen when people don't know each other, when people are not communicating. And so the goal here, and the goal that ECWA has always had, is to just increase communication so that everyone is aware of what's going on in the community. And I think that makes it a little bit safer. So, you know, I hear you, I understand your issues, but with all due respect, we need to stay in contact with the police. They're here, they're not going anywhere. We're here, we're not going anywhere. So the best that we can do is keep an open line of communication to try to keep everybody safe. But
well, you're allowing a criminal organization to not be transparent about what's really going on, which is a threat to Black people in our community.
Your comments have been heard, and with respect, thank you for being here today. All right, thank you so much. And KJ.
Yeah, so this is a crime that was happening, I think, in Area 3, but I'm wondering if Officer, how do I say your last name? Evlev can, if he has any information on it, but I know there were break-ins like on the Dons over by the park entrance off of La Brea. And the person who had been recorded on a Tesla, because I guess if you break a window to Tesla records like what's happening in the immediate area. They have a 360-degree recording. And I think those recordings have been sent to LAPD, and the person who was responsible for those break-ins, because he was breaking in during the day into cars, you know, at like 11 o'clock in the middle of the afternoon. He had broken into a car on Jefferson, and then there was a police chase, and then he crashed and died in the car crash down on, I think, Slauson and like La Brea or something like that. Like this happened, I want to say like this past week.
Officer Evelyn, is that something you're aware of? Or do you have any information about that?
Yeah, Ms. Jones, Officer Roybal, you probably know Officer Roybal. I know he had hoped to join in this morning, and unfortunately he couldn't. Had told me about the excessive number of vehicle break-ins in the Dons. What I do know is that he put together a day where he had quite a few officers that were going undercover and in patrol cars looking for this individual. And just by luck, the area that he had been breaking in, he chose not to do it that particular day, even though we had what I understand undercover vehicles throughout the area. Regarding the Tesla, I'm not sure. I think that's great that technology exists. And I will mention to Officer Roybal when I see him next week that this was brought up. And if you would like to send me your contact information in the private chat or public chat, I'd be happy to share your contact info with him specifically so he can talk to you about maybe some more details.
Yeah, I can send you the video because I talked to someone whose car was broken into and they shared the Tesla video with me. So I can send you the Tesla video And then there are so many street lights there. Has there been a request of the city to actually, and this might not be your area, this might be another governmental department, but to actually put the lights there to actually see what's happening on, that parking? Because it's not like it's metered parking or municipal parking. They have those apartments, and that's the backside of the apartments. But I mean, there are plenty of light fixtures, city light fixtures there, where cameras could be put on that particular strip there, because it's almost like there's no visibility. You can see the cameras on actual La Brea, but you don't see any cameras on that. I think that's Tommaso.
It's Don Alberto, and there's no cameras there currently.
Right.
And Baldwin Hills is currently looking into purchasing cameras for that area. Currently, there are no cameras in that area.
So maybe you can get in contact with Avis and also with Officer Evelyn, and then you guys can sort it out and keep Equa updated. Appreciate it.
You got it.
Ms. Jones, I will in the chat, or actually, can we chat or no, it's off, right?
I can put can you give me your email address again, Officer Evelyn, and I'll put it in the chat?
Yes, I will, and then I'll forward it to Officer Roy Ball. It's 38086.
Hang on 1 second. 380.
86
at
lapd.online.
.online.
Yeah, and whatever you send me, Miss Friday, I will forward to Officer Roy Ball.
All right, great. And thank you so much for being here today, Officer Evelyn. Appreciate it. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Next up, let's see. I have, where are we going? Oh, okay. Kevin Wyrick from We Can Foundation. Are you on the call? Kevin Wyrick? Oh, sorry. Misty, you have a hand up? Is that a question?
Well, Kevin's name is Ken, and
sorry. Kenneth Wyrick, apologies.
I did have my hand up, but if he's gonna respond, then I'll wait.
Hello, Misty and Madam Chairman, this is Kenneth. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Apologies for mixing up your name.
That's okay, not a problem. I'm with the We Can Foundation. I'm actually the president and have been president for a number of years. And what I'm wanting to express here is our effort to create a farmer's market in Leimert Park, actually right off of the park as an extension of People Street, from People Street to where the train station is coming up. And it'll be on one side, it'll be on the park side of the street, and then form a L at the end of People Street there. And so we look at this as a form of programming. We're looking at Thursday and Saturdays. On Thursday, we're saying 3 to 7, and on Saturday, we're saying 8 till noon. And we're looking at about 15 different vendors to start off. And we're focusing primarily on Black vendors, or African-American vendors, and getting high quality produce. And it's being run by 2 culinary school graduates that are chefs. And so we're looking at providing quality. And a big part of it is to do outreach. And because it's We Can, we're an education and tutoring and training organization. So we will be focusing to some degree on healthy eating and education. And because I'm a technologist, we're also looking at incorporating kind of food co-op type software where the farmers can put in what they have and people can kind of shop ahead of time and actually that's as a part of our digital divide effort and broadband with chaos and the whole Sankofa, which I'm the lead on the broadband effort
Kenneth?
with Ben Caldwell.
Thank
So
you for
we're
that.
looking at this. Yes.
We've got about 30 more seconds.
Okay.
We've got about 30 more seconds.
Okay.
And get you on an agenda in the future to give us more information.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's about it. I mean, it's an effort that we're actually, because we're doing the permitting part for the city, then we have the county and then the state. And so we are planning to apply for some assistance, maybe with insurance or some of that sort of stuff. So thank you and appreciate what you're doing.
Great, thank you. All right, and next up, we have, Romero. Let me go over to you. Romero, our SLANC representative, and I am unmuting you now. And Romero, do we have you? Hang on one second. And SLANC is our South LA Alliance of Neighborhood Councils. And let's see. All right, you should be able to unmute yourself, Romero. Do I have you? And Edmund, can you remind us what she presses to be able to unmute? Is it *6 or *9?
I always get confused, but it's one of the two.
While she's unmuting, I wanted to acknowledge Jackie Ryan, Area 2.
Denise, nice and loud for us. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I said, while Romero's unmuting, I want to acknowledge Jackie Ryan from Area 2. She's on. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you, Jackie, for joining us. Appreciate it. All right. So Romero, as soon as you unmute, we're gonna go to you. All right. And then do we have any other local organizations or that need to, okay, Robert, community organizations. Robert Salcido, you can unmute yourself now.
Good morning. Just wanted to share something that we just launched this week. Can I share my screen real quick?
Yes, and can you remind everyone what organization you're from, Robert?
Yeah, I'm president of Community Build, and let me just share this with you real quick. Can you see my screen?
No, not yet.
All right, bear with me one second.
Yeah, after you hit the share screen, there's another button you have to hit that says share, usually on the bottom right corner.
Yeah. So my computer, bear with me. Okay, here we go. This item.
All right, and we have a raised hand. Avis, is that for now or?
Well, I just wanted to thank Robert. Community Build has done an outstanding job with their vaccines, and their callers are professional. So I personally wanted to thank him for the efforts that they're doing in that area. So that's all, just giving him a little acknowledgement.
Thank you, Avis. So we launched a partnership this week with Lyft. We're providing ride coupons for seniors are our priority, individuals who have appointments, or even if you don't have an appointment, and employees who work at a vaccination site. You can go to vaccinerides, RYDES.com, and you can, if you scroll down this website, you can get a free promo code here for Lyft Ride. Or if you don't, for seniors who don't know how to navigate, or if you don't have a smartphone to navigate, the bottom of the screen, there's a phone number here, 1-877-VAC-RIDE, and call that number, and there are operators during the week that will help order a ride for you to and from a vaccination site. So this is a big, we launched this, we're starting out with $15,000 worth of coupon codes, which is about 600 rides. And we have a commitment from Lyft to expand that. We also just filmed a commercial yesterday to promote this VAC rides and really just to close the equity gap. You know, one of the challenges we were able to identify quickly is that the reason that so many people of color are not getting the vaccine is because of transportation. Is a big issue. And so we're trying to close that gap and narrow that gap. Of course, our partner USC has a similar model with Uber at their site on the USC campus. So we're really proud of this particular effort. And this has allowed us to continue to keep our community health workers working. So we've got about 12 employees between two of our organizations. So for those of you that don't know, CRSS LA is a project of community build of over 32 community-based organizations coming together to collaborate and share our resources to provide broader care for the community in a culture of care environment. So I just wanted to share that. That's all that I have to report today. Thank you so much.
Great, thanks so much, Robert. And if you don't mind, please forward that e-flyer to us and we'll distribute it locally within the community.
I'll make sure that the staff gets that off to you, Gina. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Gina.
How do I unshare?
And
Hi, Gina.
yes, Romero, I was just gonna tell you,
Yes.
number 9. All right, Romero, you're up, and then we're gonna go to Yvonne Farragut.
Okay. This is the Slank report for March 19th. The mayor's office announced that there is the rental assistance program is open, and that is for tenants and for owners, and it is by application. And they know that there'll be more demand than money, and so there'll be selections, random selections. But you can get information on the website for the mayor's office. The planning department gave its update. There is a clause in the Mills Act provision that provides financial assistance for updating historic homes. The program apparently is being reevaluated. The planning department will be sending forth to the city council its revision of process and procedures. That's been in the works for at least 2 years. There was a discussion around the city effort to update its fee schedule when non-applicants want to appeal a planning department ruling. The best example I can give is when the development at Obama and Crenshaw was being considered. It was protested by people who were not part of the request for approval. So they would be considered non-applicants. What is the concern is it's unclear in the written material that explains the proposed change whether we're talking about a fee up to $158 or a fee of $16,000. And the whole point in revising the schedule is so that the planning department can recoup some of its staff costs. But if the fee were in the neighborhood of the thousands, it would be more difficult for neighborhood groups and stakeholders to ask for an appeal of a hearing ruling. Frank then got a presentation from the manager of Destination Crenshaw. And during that presentation, they talked about the goals and the commitment for local hire and the fact that commissions for artists are open and their commitment to supporting the creative economy. During the comment period, Empowerment Congress Southwest, and from an area we're thinking around Vermont, but Southwest Neighborhood Council commissioned an economic development study. And the first phase will be a market analysis. The second phase will be presentation and to the community and outreach to the community to validate the direction. And then the third part of that would be the actual plan. We also had a request by the group that would like to have Crenshaw Boulevard renamed, co-named Malcolm X. And after discussion, it was determined that United Neighbors, which is to the north of us, had not, their board had not reviewed the proposal. So the matter was tabled for another month to give that neighborhood council an opportunity to weigh in. Empowerment Congress North is advocating with Council District 8 to have a pilot program that would install dumpsters in areas of homeless encampments where there is a high need. And they would like any Council District 8 neighborhood groups or community neighborhood councils to weigh in on having such a pilot program. Empowerment Congress Central expressed concern for the buildup of trash and accumulated debris that is happening in gated alleys. And they would like to see a program that would address this. And Empowerment Congress Southwest expressed concern for the boom in construction that is not coming with parking and is not coming with opportunities for commercial development. And Empowerment Congress North is planning a town hall meeting on the 24th of April. They will be addressing COVID, homelessness, job development, and the reopening of recreation in parks. So that is my report.
Great. Thank you so much for Marilyn. Great hearing from you. We miss you. So happy you could be on the call today. And we'll stay in touch. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then our last community organization before we move into public comments is from the Department of Cultural Affairs, Yvonne Farrow. The floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. We wanted to let everyone know that the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant application opens on the 8th. It was established through the Economic Aid to Hard-Hit Small Businesses, Nonprofits, and Venues Act, and amended by the American Rescue Plan Act to provide over $16 billion in economic relief to target industries. The SFOG application opens, as I said, on the 8th, and DCA wanted everyone to know about this and ensure that the opportunity reaches proscenium stages, restaurant bars with stages, or mixed use spaces, like if you're a museum and you have, I don't know, a jazz band in your venue, to talent agents, producers, presenters, hub spaces, live performance related businesses, to nonprofit, independent, commercial, and everyone also. Like, this is a great grant. You do need to make sure that you're ready. You will need a Dun and Bradstreet number, and that's as easy as going onto their website and getting that. And you also need to be in the system. They call it the SAMS account, the System for Award Management, which the government would drop the money in if you were to win the grant. So everyone, please go out and do that. I mean, a lot of venues lost a lot of money during COVID being closed, and this will help close that gap. And the second thing, I wanted to let you guys know that DCA manages 5 theaters in the city. And as you know, we're right now renovating the Vision Theater. We look to open in end of 21, beginning of 2022, when the construction will be completed. And we were able to open, however, 2 other theaters, the Madrid Theater, which is in Canoga Park, and the Warner Grand Theater, which is in San Pedro. They are both now opening for limited capacity rentals. So if you need a space to rehearse or shoot some content or podcasts, our venues are there to serve. Thank you so much, Gina.
Great. Thank you so much for the information, and we appreciate you being here. Very excited about the Vision Theater opening. Cannot wait. Once everybody's vaccinated, it should be a good party. So all good. All right. And then we're going to move on to Denise Stansel, our co-chair. I believe you have a few comments, and then we're going to move on to public comments. Denise.
Good morning again. Good morning, everybody again. As everyone knows, I recently retired from the City of LA Department of Recreation and Parks as the Senior Director of Jim Gilliam Rec Center. But I still play an active role in the community because I was on the Park Advisory Board. But just recently at our last Park Advisory Board meeting, they appointed me Park Advisory Board President. With that being said, since we have 3 parks in our community, Norman Houston, Jim Gilliam, and Leimert Park, we decided as a whole, as a board, that we need to have subcommittees for each of these parks because each of the parks have different concerns or different requests. So I'm opening it up that anyone that's interested in being on a subcommittee for Leimert Park, or Leimert Plaza, Johnny, Leimert Plaza, Norman O. Houston and Jim Gilliam to email me, and I'll put my email in there, and I'll let you know when we're gonna next have the next subcommittees for those specific parks. Thank you.
All right, great. Thanks so much. And congratulations, Denise. Woohoo. That's awesome. All right. And now we're going to move into public comments. Edmund, our fabulous treasurer, would you mind displaying the timer, please? All right. Public comments are for matters not listed on the agenda. You have 2 minutes to speak. We're not allowed to comment or discuss public comments, but know that you have been heard. We'll get as many public comments as we can in the allotted I think 10 minutes on our agenda. In the allotted 12 minutes on our agenda, please raise your hand now if you would like to speak. All right, so let's go with, get that timer going for me, Edmund. And Billion, I saw your hand first. Yes, sir, the floor is yours. Please unmute yourself.
All right, greetings. There's still a push by people in the community to get the Sunday Drum Circle and Marketplace acknowledged as an official cultural event. Again, the drummers, the vendors, some of those are homeowners in the community. Many people who participate live in the community. Many people come out and patronize and participate from a position of dancing and enjoying it are members of the community. There's also a call to get the park and restrooms back open. And there's a concern that the chat rooms on these meetings.
Billion, I'm so sorry. Your mic is a little bit scratchy. Just maybe move it a little further from your mouth or something, but continue, please. Sorry.
There's a concern that the chat rooms in these meetings are closed because it prevents the public from being able to exchange information as well.
We can't hear him.
Yeah, Billion, I'm so sorry. Maybe you can sign off and sign back on, and I will give you your 2 minutes. It's just, it's breaking up really badly. So you want to sign off and sign on back again, and then we'll see what we can do, okay? All right, next up, let's go to Terry Scott.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Terry Scott here. I'm an arts producer. I'm here on behalf of We Love Leimert. I'm one of the lead organizers. We are a community partner with the free electric vehicle program going on right now in Leimert Park. It's Circuit for electric cars and Zumo bike rentals, which is working out of Ade's Ride On Bike Shop in the Village. They are free on-demand services, and I'm here to promote next Thursday, April 8th, we're having the Leimert Park Electric Mobility Forum, which is about the program itself, but also a bigger issue about last mile transportation with the opening of the metro, how to incorporate transportation solutions within this community. So even if you haven't taken the ride or rented a Zumo bike, everyone is encouraged to come. If you give me access to the chat, I can drop all the links and registration in the chat.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. There you go. You should be able to put the information in the chat now. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. All right, and next up, Edwina Fisher.
Hi, I'm from South Central Prevention Coalition. I just wanted to give an update. We're having an event for the National Drug Take Back, and that's going to be on the 24th in 3 weeks on Saturday. It'll be a drive-through event from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Of course, you know, during COVID, we have everybody at home and people have access to your medication and things like that. So we'd like to discard them responsibly instead of flushing them down the toilet as some people do. So it's going to be at the Watts Healthcare Center on 103rd and Compton Avenue. I'll also provide you guys with a flyer, and I would really appreciate it if you could put it on the website. It'll be from 10 to 1 drive-through, and it'll be on the 24th, the National Prescription Drug Take Back event. And it's for SLAM, the South Los Angeles movement. It's a collaboration of agencies that work with prevention. Thank you for your time.
Great name. Thank you so much for being here today. And yeah, for sure, we'll get that e-flyer up on our website and push it out with the next MailChimp that we send out. Thank you so much. All right, and then Linda Morgan, the floor is yours.
Hi, good morning. I'm representing LA South Chamber of Commerce, along with information about the time of use rates. This information is so important. Everybody is not in LADWP's area or Southern California Edison's area. But if you go to energyupgradecalifornia.org, your rates are doubling between 4 and 9 p.m. Please be aware, they are starting to double your rates between the hours of 4 and 9 p.m. They are asking us to power down during those times, use other energy time zones. This information is not getting out to us. It's not being generated. Nobody's going to read that tiny ass writing in those bills that tell you this. So every time I get on a forum, I'm going to let you know, check your bill. Between the hours of 4 and 9, they're called off-peak hours. Your rates are going to double. And California Energy Upgrade ca.org is the website that you can go in and check this information out. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Great information. Really appreciate it. All right, we got you back, Billion. Do you want to unmute yourself and let's give it another try?
All right, can you hear me?
It's still a little bit scratchy. We're going to try and muddle through. So go for it.
It's interesting. My mind scratchy. Everybody else. I was saying the Sunday Drum Circle and
Your connection is raggedy.
Misty. We're trying to work with you, but yeah.
That's not our fault, Billion.
It's interesting how you heard me the first time. But anyway, the Drum Circle and Marketplace is held by people in the community, both drummers, vendors, or from the community, people that come out, patronize it from the community. So again, there's a call to get it officially recognized as a weekly cultural event. There's still calls to get the park and restrooms open, make it available, so people can have that convenience. The issue of closing the chat rooms on these meetings, it prevents people from openly exchanging information as we would were these meetings held in person. There's information that came out this week that Community Build is releasing the bid contract. So there's an inquiry as to what's going to happen with that, as far as will there be a period where there is no pay cleanup, and if so, what needs to be done with that. But also, I did have my hand up while Robert Salcedo was speaking because I have a question for him. The production assistant we spoke to on February 25th was interviewed by Slauson Girl, who put out her story a couple weeks ago, and in that he stated that our coalition, the African Town Coalition, was not out there seeking to be paid. He asked that specifically, and we told him no. We told him we were out there for political reasons. There are also a number of merchants who were saying that Robert Salcedo has not been paying them for part productions. So then why, Robert, would you get in the LA Sentinel, the LA Wave, and lie and try to cover up why you had employees who are being paid to reduce violence, carry out violence, to try to stop us from speaking out to all the corruption you were doing? In those articles, you tried to state that we were out there trying to extort the production company. So that just shows more corruption, why Robert Salcedo cannot be trusted as leadership.
I want to thank you for being here and thank you for your comments. As you know, public comments cannot be commented on, but you have been heard. So thank you. All right. And next up, Officer Evelett and Yvonne Farrell, and then we're going to go into board comments and Diane Robertson. All right. Officer Evelett, 2 minutes, please.
Okay, I won't take up 2 minutes. I forgot to mention that our Community Police Advisory Board, also known as CPAB, will be meeting Monday evening at 6:30. That's a monthly meeting for the community. Johnny Rains is the co-chair, along with our Captain Espinoza. Also, I forgot to mention that one of our most active block clubs is the Cherrywood Leimert Block Club. President is Gwen Jones, who's on the line.
Fabulous Gwen Jones, by the way.
Yes, definitely. So anyway, I just wanted to thank Gwen because I totally forgot to mention, and that's one of the longest running block clubs, I believe, in all of South Los Angeles.
It is, and she does a wonderful job running it. So thank you, and thank you, Gwen, for being here today. Thank you, Officer Evelett. And Officer Evelett, if you want to put in the chat the information about the CPAB meeting, that would be greatly appreciated. you now have that capability.
Oh,
And,
okay. I sure will. Thank you.
Yvonne Farrell, 2 minutes.
Hi, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I sent you the link to the Shuttered Venues Operators Grant, and to you and Denise, and of course to the 2 DCA theaters that are now open. And then lastly, for Ken Wyrick, Mary Jones is our field deputy in this area, and you can please contact her regarding your farmer's market. That would be wonderful, because she's trying to organize those things now.
Yes, yes, CD10 and Ridley's office are on it and trying to organize it. And Eck was trying to be a part of helping to rally it all together as well. And Billy and I did receive your email and we'll respond shortly. All right, thank you so much, Yvonne. All right, Diane, the floor is yours. Do you want to unmute yourself?
Yes, good morning, everyone. I just wanted to remind everyone about the Leimert Park monthly community cleanup. It happens the second Sunday of every month. Our next one is next Sunday, April 11. We gather to distribute supplies, cleanup assignments, and refreshments to go at 12:15. The volunteer teams get deployed at 12:30, and we're out cleaning for 2 hours from 12:30 to 2:30. I will put the information in the chat. There will be a link there where you can sign up, either sign up for this Sunday's cleanup, and if you're not available but still are interested in participating at a future cleanup, there's a separate link for that. Secondly, and finally, I'm arranging for a trap neuter release known as TNR, stray cat initiative in Leimert Park. I've retained Kitty Bungalow, a cat rescue organization that's located right on MLK Boulevard, to do a volunteer orientation today virtually at 12:30. So immediately following this, almost immediately following this meeting, if anyone is in Leimert Park and has a stray cat issue that you would like to help resolve humanely, please join the virtual meeting today at 12:30. I will put the Zoom login link in the chat. Right now, we have confirmed volunteers on blocks south of MLK in Leimert Park, and those blocks are 4th Avenue, Sutro Avenue, 6th Avenue, 9th Avenue, and 43rd Place. So that's all I have, and I will start putting that information in the chat. Thank you.
Great, thanks so much, Diane, appreciate it. All right, next up, Misty, the floor is yours.
I just wanted to be clear to everybody that we are under the provisions of the city of Los Angeles, and even though we're volunteers, we have to work within strict compliance of the laws of the city of LA. We don't make decisions about how meetings and things are run. The city decided that we had to close our chats after weeks or months of us being yelled at, cussed at, disrespected, all kinds of harsh language was happening. I believe that it's a matter of public record that I believe it was a unanimous decision by this board to not close our chat even after we have been cussed at, yelled at, disrespected, and the city overrode us. So the fight to reopen the chat is with the city. I'd be willing to sign any sort of petition or whatever to reopen the chats, but that was not our decision in any way, shape, or form. It was the city's decision, and maybe the first step is talking to the people who were committing the acts that got us banned from the chat. And I absolutely do not agree that any of that would have happened. I don't believe that any of those people that were behaving anonymously would have said or done any of those things to us in person. So no, I don't believe that. I believe that it was happening because we were online. But I just want everybody to be clear about why our chat was closed and that it had nothing to do with any decision of any board member.
Here, here. Thank you so much, Misty, for pointing it out. I really appreciate it because you're right. I fought with the city attorney to try to keep the chat open, but they said absolutely not. Too many people were getting crazy in the chat. Let's just be honest. And so it is what it is, but it was what we were told to do, and I don't have any, it's out of my hands. All right, thank you so much. Edmund, do you mind taking that down for a second? And thank you for handling the timer for me. Appreciate you as always. I have just a couple things that I'm going to try and share a screen ineptly on. And then we're going to get to our presenters, starting with Kika Keith. So you're up next, but I want to share screen a couple of pieces of information. Okay, for those of you, are you guys able to see the free COVID-19 vaccines for anyone living in the zip code? Yes, okay, great. So that's coming up. Take note of this. It's also on our website. We'll also be sending it out if you get our emails in our MailChimp. So this is free COVID vaccinations at Kindred Health for those of you who are ready and interested in going. And then the next is, let me go back to another share screen.
Tina, do you know if they, what vaccination they're doing?
I do not know what they're giving. No, I don't. I believe it's Moderna. Actually, I do know it's Moderna because I have a friend who went there and it was Moderna. All right, and then the next is another vaccinate. Oh, nope, that's not the vaccination one. Where's the other vaccination one? Well, we'll go to this next. This is share screen, and we'll be sending this out and putting this up on our website as well. The Center for Economic Recovery, Foreclosure Prevention and Mortgage Relief for anyone who's having challenges during this time, which I know many are. Applications will begin being accepted April 7th. Get it in quick. There's a phone number on there, 888-895-2647. So please also, if you're having any challenges, reach out, save your home, do what you can. All right, and then next up we have today, there is a rally today happening. The Ralphs, as you may have heard, is they're threatening to close it over the hero pay that they wanted to give the essential worker grocery workers. So we're partnering, ECWA has just to support Park Mesa. This is actually in their area down at Crenshaw and Slauson. They are working to try and keep the Ralphs open. So there's a big rally happening today at 12 p.m. right after our meeting. So if you're interested, head on over there and check that out. And let's see, I think I might have one more about, where is it? There's one more on here. Okay, I can't find it right now, but if I do, I'll show you guys. It's another at Wayfinders, the place on Angela Vista. They're also going to be doing, and it's on our website as well. They're also going to be doing vaccination shots next week as well. So if you're interested. All right, that was it for me. Thank you, everybody. And thank you to all of our community organizations, all of our local officials for coming out and bringing information to the community. We know and appreciate the hard work that you guys put in to keep this community strong, and we appreciate it. Okay, next up, let's move on to celebrating businesses in the community. So I'm just going to read here from our agenda because Kathy, our secretary, writes fabulous openings, and it is, no business exists in isolation. For local businesses, community is a critical component of their success. We are all part of communities larger than ourselves, and as the neighborhood council, we seek to get our local businesses more involved. And with that said, I will transition to Kika Keith. And from Guerrilla Life, I'm making you co-host. You may unmute yourself, and the floor is yours for the lovely Kika Keith.
Why, thank you very much. Good morning, Neighborhood Council neighborhood. Thank you for having me. I'm going to share my screen.
And those glasses are fire, girl.
Oh, thank you. So as Gina said, my name is Kika Keith. Just a little bit of background about myself. My family migrated from the East Coast to Leimert Park Crenshaw community in the 70s. I raised my 3 daughters in this neighborhood, provided free instruments and music lessons to over 300 children, from 42nd Street Elementary School to Ben Caldwell's Chaos Network, and even at the Baldwin Hills Mall through my tuition-free music academy, Sweet Strings. Alongside my mother, Shekinah Shakur, we birthed a first-to-market chlorophyll water, Guerrilla Life, and took it from the Leimert Park Drum Circle to over 60 Whole Foods in Southern California. Our commitment to community empowerment and community reinvestment runs through the essence of who we are as a God-loving and fearing family. And so I'm here for a twofold purpose. For the past 3 years, we have been stomping in our streets to make sure that our community is not left behind in the new cannabis industry that has taken over the United States and actually globally. So I'm here representing Life Development Group. And just to share with you guys the importance of demanding equity through new cannabis policies and programs. If we don't start now, y'all, our communities will be left behind in this green rush. We have to ensure that we are taking advantage of these tax dollars. You look at cities like Evanston, Illinois, who have just passed the first reparations bill, and they're taking that money for reparations for Black people in that community, of which the disparity, 70% of the arrests in Illinois in that city was for African Americans, yet that we made up 17% of the population. And so we have those same disparities here in Los Angeles. And these numbers are important. From 2019 to 2021, the city of Los Angeles, not the state of California, has made $330 million in tax revenues, and zero has come into our community. Zero has come into our community. I'm gonna say it again, y'all. Zero has come into our community. And so it's really important that as we focus on our business and being entrepreneurs, we must fight for community reinvestment, specifically in the area of cannabis. And I want us to remember our dear old council member, Marquise Harris Dawson, in 2018, if we were not aware, he did introduce a Cannabis Reinvestment Act, that monies that were collected from the tax dollars were to go to revitalizing communities impacted by the war on drugs. And we're top on that list in 90008. And in that, he made specific reference to right the wrongs that have happened to our communities. And what was going to happen with this fund? It was going to go into civic engagement, after school programs, educational opportunities, as well as improved local health services for our communities. Well, what happened to that? It's $330 million later. And I'm just a source and authority person, so that you all know that the numbers that I'm speaking about are held in truth. These documents are from the City Controller's Office. You can see that in 2018 to 2019, they pulled in $70 million, 2019 to 20, $128 million, and we're looking to surpass $132 million. The city regulations for cannabis only use $41 million of that over that 3-year period. So there's $289 million that went to police enforcement, went into the general fund, every other place but us, and especially the programs that were designed to make sure that our communities had some benefit to these cannabis regulations. You can see here, we were promised in 2019 for social equity, $3 million for 3 years. They gave it to us the first year, and we have not seen a penny come forth for social equity and businesses that are opening in our community by folks that have been affected by the war on drugs. And once again, I just want to tell you the importance of why this is relevant to all of us, because everyone we know in these streets have been affected by the disproportionate amount of arrests in the city of Los Angeles. We represent 9% of the population, yet 40% of the arrests. Black people were 7 times more likely to be arrested than Caucasians in our communities. So with that said, I'm here in part as well to share this information, to talk about the importance of making sure that we fight for equity in our communities. And one of the advantages that they set forth in the law was a social equity program, where there was to be priority licensing for social equity applicants, one of which is I am a social equity license holder, but also to create job opportunities in this community reinvestment. And so the other piece that's really important as I speak about the problem, I also want to speak about the opportunities that exist that we must know, because economic development is so critical for our communities. And so with that, the cannabis industry is the largest growing job sector across this country. 321 jobs are projected to generate over $24 billion. So there are entrepreneurship opportunities, there's management level opportunities, there's entry level, and with the city of LA, there is actually a transitional worker mandate for all of the license holders. They have to hire people from our communities. They have to hire people who have past felonies on their records. They have to hire people who are on government assistance. These are living wage jobs. Those of us that have skill sets outside and don't want to do anything with the cannabis, if you're an accountant, if you're a security service, if you're you name it, you can transition that skill set into this very high lucrative growing industry, y'all. This will be the last opportunity in our lifetime to be a part of a brand new industry. We were left out of tobacco. We were left out of cotton, alcohol, you name it. We were left out of it all. And now this is an opportunity because you got our council members saying this money is to be going to us, but they don't see us at these meetings. They don't hear from us community members because a lot of us have myths about reefer madness and don't want to hear nothing about it. But we have to understand that it is here and it is not going anywhere. So I also want to say, family, the other important part is we're talking about cannabis is a plant that has amazing healing benefits. And I would encourage us all to dig in deeper if we don't know about it, to look at the benefits. You have African-American biologists and doctors saying that we must get past the negative impacts that we have about the thought about cannabis and what it is, and understand that these are myths, dispel the myths, because our community can heal, feel better in a more natural way. It is just not about smoking weed. So I want us to be aware. If y'all don't know, just go Google the endocannabinoid system. I didn't know about it. I didn't know that it was actually a system. When you talk about cannabis and cannabinoid, there's a cannabinoid system that runs through our body, that the properties of this cannabis and this plant can heal us without having to take all of these medicines and pharmaceutical drugs. So I ask y'all just to take a little time and energy to hear what I'm saying. I'm just here to spark a little inspiration aside from talking about my business that I'm bringing forth to the community that is based in wellness, because that's what my family is. My parents always tell me what we need grows straight from this earth. And so I'm also here to speak about what's coming soon on Crenshaw. We've been fighting for 3 years. We're located at 4233 Crenshaw Boulevard, right next to Mavericks Flat. You know, unfortunately, with all these other processes, the city continues to delay their processing. But out of the 200 retail stores that will be opening social equity, only 6 have passed all of their inspections. I'm one of the 6. So I'm looking forward to bringing you guys amazing cannabis education. We will have the largest variety of Black-owned cannabis brands. We will have over.
Uh-oh. Did Kika freeze? Did I freeze? All right, everyone else is still moving, unfortunately, except Kika. Wow, and a great presentation too. Okay, can you guys still hear me? Let me see some head nods.
Yeah,
So I
we
know.
can
We can hear you.
Okay, phew. Okay, but Kika did freeze, right? All right, so
Yeah,
let me
she
just
froze.
text her quickly and let her know that she froze and to sign back on. Where we go? Sorry about that, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, you froze. Technology. I can't wait until we were all back into the real world and can actually just see each other in person, because I am so sick of Zoom. I'm going to be honest. Okay. All right. So she froze. Hopefully she'll sign back on. But I just great respect for her and for her passion for the cannabis industry and the money that it could bring into the community. And the store that she's setting up, it's going to be down by Maverick Flats. It looks, the design that she showed, she's brought it to the Planning and Land Use and Beautification, the club committee at EQUA, and it looks absolutely beautiful. And board members, just keep an eye out. And oh, she's back. All right, got you. Okay, go for it, Kika. You're back. Yay. You should still have co-host permission and be able to reshare your screen. And we were
All
right.
right, I was right at the end. My apologies.
That's okay. We were right on the last screen where you were showing the store. So it's all good. I'm glad we got you back.
All right, guys, for working with me.
It's technology.
But yes, you know, our goal was to bring something good and love and welcoming to the community, from senior citizens to the young folks who come up. We will have the largest array of Black-owned cannabis brands. We will have educated product specialists that can take you through and have a great customer journey and experience. And we look forward to keep sharing with the community, reinvesting back in the community. And I ask all of you all that are inspired to get active, to demand that these dollars come into our communities, to demand that they implement these programs, to join us at the ECWA Cannabis Committee meeting, the fourth Thursday of every month. We'll be meeting this April 22nd. Mark your calendars. It'll be on the ECWA website. And yeah, thanks for having me today.
Great. Thank you so much for your passion for using this as a way to bring money and support into the community. So we greatly appreciate that. The store looks lovely, very excited, can wait. Can you just give us, I'm not sure if we said, but when your potential or possible opening date might be. And then if anyone has questions for Kika, please click on the raise your hand button or flag wildly in the camera and we'll call on you while she's answering this question. So Kika, when do you think you'll be opening?
Yeah, we plan on opening, we plan on being ready to open. The store will be built out in June. The DCR has been incredibly slow in processing applications. I have mentioned that I'm one of 6 that have passed all of my inspections. So God willing, they match my speed and we'll be able to open it up to the community in June.
All right. Hey, best of luck. And just greatly appreciate you coming out with like facts and information and statistics. I mean, wonderful presentation and cannot wait. Very, very excited to be able to support you and to be able to get you to bring information to the community today. Does anyone have any questions for Kika or any questions about cannabis in general? And if not, Kika, why don't you just drop into the chat the information about when the next ECWA meeting, ECWA Cannabis meeting will be, and perhaps your contact information for anyone. Oh, there you go. There's your there you go. Look, Ignite Daniel, thank you for handling that. Appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you, everybody. And yes, we'll drop it in the chat. Blessings, everyone. Thank you, Gina.
All right. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it. Okay. And then let's see. Next up, unfortunately, Tamika King was not able to make it. She thought for Maverick, sorry, Tamika King is renovating Maverick Flats. It looks lovely. It looks like it's really coming along, but because of some emergency issues, she wasn't able to be here today. She thought she might be able to jump on. A couple weeks ago, she was able to commit, but this week her schedule changed. So, but we're hoping to get her back here at some point because I am very excited to hear what she's doing over there, but unfortunately she wasn't able to make it today. And we have a question. Linda, do you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, have you been able to understand what's the purpose of the naming of Nina Rosa?
I'm sorry, no, is this, sorry, can you say that again? And what's this related to?
Mavericks Flat.
Okay.
The naming that's on there. What have you got any background on that?
No, you know what? She did tell me, but I have to be honest, I cannot remember. Do you have any information about it, or are you asking? You're legitimately asking.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, actually, she told me, and I'm so sorry. We spoke about 3 weeks ago when she committed and we talked a little bit about it, but I cannot remember. But I'm really, I mean, I'm actually disappointed that unfortunately she couldn't make it today, but I'm really hoping to have her back at some point and then we'll be able to answer those questions. But thank you for checking in on it. And if I get more information though, I know I have your email address. I'll reach out and let you know.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, of course. All right. And then let's see, next up, Garrett Goldbreath, Black AIDS Institute. I'm gonna give you, there you go, make you co-host. Please unmute yourself. Welcome and thank you so much for being here today. I know you're a new organization to our area, and so we wanted to invite you in to give us more information about the work that you guys are doing in the community. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Fields. It's a pleasure to be here. As I get everything up, I can share my screen in a second, right?
Yes, you have that capability.
As I get everything up and going, I'll just introduce myself. My name is Garrick, as she mentioned. I'm a local LA person, you know, born and raised in Inglewood. I got into this work basically because I came back after college and experienced one of my parents being homeless, right? Down the street from where he went to high school, Washington High School on Normandy. And from that ignited, like, why are there these gaps in health navigation with Black people, particularly Black men? Why do they exist? how is it that I could be happy and healthy and get an education a few hundred miles away, and he is deteriorating and going through this struggle here? So that led me to come back here to Los Angeles and then pursue public health. And I eventually found myself at Black AIDS. And we recently just moved to Leimert Park area. Can you guys see the screen there?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we recently just moved to the Leimert Park area, and I just wanted to introduce myself. I also have my my coworker Darren Lewis on the call as well, other outreach coordinator, and just introduce our services to the community. I'm sure some of you have heard about us, but we are a new resource to the Crenshaw community, and I wanted to let everyone know. So let's start with this. So BAI was founded in 1999 by HIV/AIDS activist Phil Wilson here on the right, and Renaya Wilson, who also is a View Park resident. BAI has been leading the fight to end HIV in Black America for almost 2 decades and is the only uniquely and unapologetically Black HIV and think and do tank in America. Our values include Black empowerment, equity, impact, the impact we have on our communities, self-determination, and integrity. And these are all things that we value in all the work that we do. And every time we show up at an event or that we lend our educational materials to someone, we want these values to show through. Our goal is to end the epidemic, end the HIV epidemic in Black communities by engaging and mobilizing Black institutions and individuals to confront HIV, to utilize the prevention and care team, direct and social support services to increase access to healthcare for Black Angelenos who have been disproportionately impacted by HIV and all the other isms that we all deal with in life that directly do impact our health. Just a little background about what is HIV. I'm sure we all know it's been about 30 years since the epidemic broke. HIV is a virus that attacks the immune system, the body's natural defense against illness. The virus destroys a type of white blood cell called our T helper cell, which is referred to as our CD4 cell. And these cells then make copies of themselves and replicate within our bodies. HIV is found in a few primary fluids: semen, blood, genital fluids, and breast milk, but it's mostly passed on through unprotected sex without a condom or with other biomedical intervention, or by sharing needles, syringes, or even sometimes during pregnancy or birth and breastfeeding. AIDS as a syndrome is the last stage of HIV infection that occurs when a person's immune system is so badly damaged by the virus, usually due to those gaps in care that I mentioned earlier, that the number of their CD4 cells falls to below 200 per cubic milliliter. Why BAI is here? BAI understands that HIV affects Black Americans disproportionately. You see some stats here. In 2018, male-to-male sexual contact accounted for more than half of all new diagnoses amongst Blacks overall, and a majority of those, 80%, were among young Black men. In 2018, they also had data here that says Black women represented about over a quarter, 26% of new HIV diagnoses amongst Blacks, a higher share than Latinx or white women, who represent 12 and 16% respectively. So again, it's really important to do this sort of targeted outreach in the Black community, and why it's really important that we are here in Leimert Park now. In 2018, our primary clinic was open, which we are in. We also have another clinic up in the MacArthur Park area on 8th and Bonnie Bray. And we worked there from 2018 to 2020, when we recently opened our newest clinic at 4249 South Crenshaw. We're in collaboration with St. John's Well Child and Family Center right there on Crenshaw, next to Maverick Flex, actually. And a clinic for us offers respectful and culturally appropriate health services to LA's non-white community and other undeserved communities who are seeking sexual health care. The clinic provides HIV services such as counseling, testing, linkage services, biomedical prevention, social support, and other care. We also have PrEP, which is a one-a-day pill, sort of like birth control, for the HIV virus. As far as direct services go, we have HIV testing every day. Folks that come up to our storefront receive $10 for a gift card for their time. We have a checkup program right now, which is a social network strategy program, where we train one person as a sort of a health leader in their friend group, their sexual network, and they then bring in their friends to get tested, and we incentivize the recruiter and the folks that come in to get tested. So it's a way to make quick cash for people, a way to also know your status and keep your friends safe. All of this can, of course, be found on our website, blackaids.org. We also have a Prime program. It's a SAMHSA-sponsored Prime program, which looks to support African-American Latino men who have substance abuse and or co-occurring disorders, which have been exacerbated during COVID. I understand isolation creates issues like this. Our BAI staff are conducting the initial pre-screenings to assess for anxiety and depression, and folks can earn up to $110 in incentives for attending those virtual sessions. And lastly, we have our newest program really is our Test Haven program. It's an at-home HIV test kit rather, that's confidentially mailed to you. You can earn up to $40 in gift card incentives through virtual sessions just like this, where we counsel people through taking the test and reading the results, and then any aftercare they may need. As we mentioned, we do have a lot of social support. We're geared towards young, queer, Black people, 18 to 29 generally. And every Friday we host a discussion called Freak Fridays, where it's a weekly discussion series for and by Black queer folks that explores sex, identity, and pop culture. There's no incentive for this group, but participants are able to network and gain camaraderie and broaden their scope about HIV, about good sexual health, and reducing the stigma of HIV as well. We also have a core group. A core group is what meets every week. It's generally the same type of people that come to the Freak Friday group, but the core group is an elevated group. They sort of decide the topics that the Freak Friday groups shares. They decide maybe who we reach out to as we do community outreach and engagement. Core group members are incentivized a $250 stipend. So if any of you know young people, young queer people who are interested in having an impact in their community, they're bored at home, definitely let us know. We also have a Stay Up program that is debuting in May. If any of you have checked out HBO Max's hit show Legendary, it's a Vogue competition show. Meg Thee Stallion, a few other people are on it. We're going to actually have one of the members of that show, Pack Rat, host a 6-week-long virtual voguing class, and we're really excited to get that going. Details will be coming. Follow us on Instagram at Rev in Color for more details. And last, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, our core group, we really try to incentivize people who want to be leaders in their community. And the Digital Health Promoter Program is another one of those, where we're basically saying to all of these young people, you want to be a YouTuber, you want to be an influencer, well, why don't we teach you, why don't we train you on how to be a sexual health influencer in your community? And you can receive up to $250 a month for just doing this work, a few posts a month, a few conversations with a few DMs, getting people to test, educating people about the different social support groups we have going on. So again, as we mentioned as I mentioned in my values earlier, BAI really values self-determination and integrity, and the PHP program really embodies that. How can you all help us? Again, we're located at 4249 South Crenshaw. Our location actually is doing COVID testing or COVID vaccines as well. So if anyone needs COVID vaccines, definitely reach out to us there. Another way that folks can help us and join us in this fight is use words, or understand that all words matter. Words mean things is how I've heard it say. Learn how to talk openly about HIV and stigma in a way that can empower those living with HIV. Focus on key populations, people that are dealing with the epidemic, Black people, men who have sex with men, people who use intravenous drugs, transgender folk, and then destigmatizing their populations by speaking speaking on them in a respectful manner, asking pronouns. So, instead of speaking about homeless folk, let's talk about folks who are houseless, folks who are unhoused. Let's give people agency. Let's build people up. Share BAI's resources and collaborate with us. Again, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Rev in Color is the local program, and the Black AIDS is our more national program where we do a lot of capacity building with our healthcare departments in Alabama and Tennessee and Georgia and other schools. I just did a conference with Howard University last week about the compounding stigma of HIV and COVID, and how there's this whole new, it's not just asking someone if they're negative or positive, it's, are you COVID negative? Have you been vaccinated? We have all these sort of conversations nationally as well. Or you can join us. We're definitely hiring right now. We just moved to this new Crenshaw location, and we're hiring for a director of operations, another outreach person. So check our website out, blackaids.org. Interns and volunteers will be getting hot, especially as the world opens up and we begin to test more and go to more in-person events. Here is our contact. I'll put my email address and Darren's email address in the chat. Darren sort of is the outreach coordinator for our social support groups, and I am the outreach coordinator for our testing programs. And if there are any questions, I guess shout me out. Thank you for giving me time to present to you all.
Thanks so much for being here today, and hey, welcome to the neighborhood. We're all in the middle of a pandemic now, so wow, and the first one that kind of trained us for this was the AIDS pandemic that came around that was so challenging in our community. And then now COVID, the lessons we learned from that, we didn't exactly move into our COVID information, but we really appreciate you being here today, and welcome to the neighborhood. And does anyone have any questions for Garrick today? And then also, Garrick, if you don't mind, please send me some of the e-flyers, and we'll get some of those up on our website as well so that people can find the information is there. But we appreciate the good work that you're doing in the community. So thank you for that. Do we have any questions?
Hi, Garrett. I have a question. Which vaccination are you using?
Oops. I believe they're doing Pfizer and Moderna at St. John's. You get to make a choice.
The last client that I spoke with, they informed me they were getting Moderna, so I know for sure they're definitely doing Moderna.
Great, thank you. Any other questions? And great to know that you guys are doing COVID vaccinations. That's awesome. All right, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. And then now we're going to move on to our next guest. And if there are any questions, anybody please raise your hand, and we'll have more questions at the end of all of our speakers as well. All right, so next up we have Blair Ralston from the new it's been there about 1.5 years now, maybe. Time is relative. From the new LGBT Center on King. Blair, do you want to unmute yourself? The floor is yours, and I'm going to give you co-host permission now if you need it. Thanks and welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, wait a second. Did you cut your hair?
I did. I cut my hair.
You used to have locks. I feel a little betrayed. It looks good though. It looks very nice.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry. The floor is yours.
No worries. It's love though. Still love. So yeah, my name is Ralston Blair. Actually, most people know me as Blair. Yes, I work for the Los Angeles LGBT Center. Now I just got nervous. I'm sorry. I work for the Los Angeles LGBT Center. Our main office is in Hollywood, but we've recently opened a new location in the Leimert Park area that we love to affectionately call Center South. Center South was previously the home to Marla's Memory Lane. And that's where we're located on MLK and 2nd. So what we have going on right now is a lot. What we try to do is we recognize that we are a large agency, and we didn't want to come in. What we heard before coming in is that we're a large agency and people are scared that we're coming in to take over their clients, and that we really didn't want to do that. What we wanted to do is come in and partner with people and figuring out, and agencies, and figuring out where are the gaps in services, and how do we complement each other in providing these services? Black AIDS Institute, and I know Gary, hi Gary, does a wonderful job of serving the African-American community. And there's other agencies that we partner with, like the Wallace Memorias, Children's Hospital, that services in this capacity. So what do we identified? As soon as we hit the ground, we opened in January of last year, and as soon as we opened, COVID hit. So everything that we had planned was out the door. So where do we go from here? The first thing we did was go back to community and ask, what are some of the needs that community is experiencing, and where do we start from there? Based on that, we use our community advisory forum to inform the process, informing the programs, and how we implement those programs. So our community advisory boards actually composes of community, whether you're heterosexual or gay, whether you're trans or non-binary. We want you as a part of our community advisory boards. That's a reflection of community. So that's how our community displays. One other person that we brought on was Reba. Most people may know Reba, and Reba has been around in community. And I saw Reba at a mental health meeting, and I knew I needed to talk to her, and I spoke to her. And today, I'm proud to say Reba is now on the HIV, what is now one of our HIV commission for the state, and she's doing a good job of as a heterosexual identified female, learning about HIV and moving in the direction of educating other Black females around the importance of their own personal health. And that's what we've been striving for at Center South, is how do we impact the entire community? HIV doesn't affect one of us. HIV may impact this community more, but we are all sub-communities between this, our whole community. So how do we educate each other about what are our prevention choices? Condom use, abstinence, biomedical intervention, which is PrEP, which most people of color, especially Black people, don't know what PrEP is and how effective it is and what the importance of it. That know that it is over 99% effective against HIV. Know that you can have a family, know that you can still be HIV positive and still have a family that with children that are born negative. Know that you can have a relationship that's with somebody that's HIV negative, with somebody that's HIV positive, and still not be HIV infected and still have a family. And so those are some of the things that we're recognizing in community. So the biggest piece biggest community, talking too fast. I think faster than I talk. The biggest piece of that we're doing in community right now is our food pantry. We've partnered with like Amazon and places like that to like distribute over almost 1,000 hot meals in the community every second and fourth Friday of the month. We partnered with Vegan Outreach last week, and we distributed over 300 bags of fresh fruits and groceries. And since we've started that program, shortly after COVID started, we've distributed over 2,000 bags of groceries and food in community. All in the while doing that, and that's additional to what we're funded for. We're funded specifically to educate Black men that have sex with men, what are their prevention options. But we can't do that in a nutshell. We can't our community can't get whole and we're all moving singularly or differentially. We need to be able to communicate and see how we are impacting or influencing each other and how we all heal. 40% of all homeless youth are LGBT youth. 90% of those youth are Black and Latin youth, 90%. So majority of our youth, our LGBT youth, are on the street, and majority of our Black youth are on the street. Again, and this is reflective of what's going on in services around the state, right? Particularly what's coming out of youth and children family services and how we impact that. So we're looking at different programs and how to implement these different programs. One of them we're looking at right now is our Black LGBT Leadership Academy. What does that look like? How do we influence younger generations to stand up and go after what they want? How do we influence one of the conversations we just had in a group is, out of this $1,400 that we just got for stimulus, just how much of it is still left in our community? How much of those things that we're still holding on to that influences generational wealth? As Black people and as LGBT people, we are double whammy down to spend more than everyone else. Black people, we spend more, and as LGBT people, we definitely going to spend additional more, and that's proven fact. So because we have codependence of comorbidities like this and you know what I'm trying to say, I can't get the words right now. Things that are compounding upon each other, we have to start recognizing these things. And those are some of the things that we have assessed in these times of COVID. That's what we're and looking to roll out in the near future. Myself, the Leadership Academy is my baby, and I wanted to make sure that it impacts things like mental health. It impacts things like financial awareness. It impacts things like job readiness. It impacts things like healthy relationships, because we recognize that as young Black men, and when we go into places like institutions and organizations, that we show up in our full selves and we're passionate, much like I am right now, passionate about the things that we say and how we communicate. It's misconstrued as that we're angry and we're defiant, and we get kicked out of programs and places like that, when the mere fact is, some of us just don't know how to effectively communicate. We just don't effectively know how to communicate how we are felt, and how we feel transfers into how we communicate, and the things we do, the risk level we take, why we go out and have unprotected sex, why we go out and sell our bodies, because of the things that we were taught. So those are the lessons those are the things that we're working on at Center South, and those are the kind of groups and programs that we're starting to develop and roll out as we're coming out of COVID.
Great. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for the information, for being here. I was at your opening party and it was lit. So thank you for that. And yeah, right after that, COVID hit. And so respect for the challenges that you guys are all working through during this period. But we will keep in contact, and we will continue
email in the chat for anyone
and try our best to continue to spread information that you guys are bringing to the community to try and help with some of the challenges that we've been experiencing. And if does anyone have any questions while we're here? Hang on, let me change this so I can see everyone. Do we have any questions for, and apologies, I thought it was the other way around. Your first name.
No worries, everybody does.
Okay, so Ralston, does anyone have any questions for Ralston, or any questions about that? Thank you for putting your information in the chat, or any questions about the LA LGBT Center. You know, gentlemen, respect to all the hard work you're doing, but I'm gonna have to step in because we're gonna definitely need a little bit more information from the L perspective as well. So next time, let's bring a few of the ladies out, if you don't mind, as well.
Sure.
Just so we can make sure we're opening that wide perspective to everyone and making everyone feel welcome. So that would be greatly appreciated too. All right, do we have, thank you so much for being here. I want to thank all of our guests for being here today and for coming and prepared for the presentations and giving us such great information to bring and spread out throughout the community. And in general, now we're going to move into the last portion of our program, which is public comments on agenda items. Does anyone have any public comments or about any of the agenda items that we've heard today? All right. So this is a good day. So great. I want to thank everybody again, though, so much for
hands raised. I'm sorry.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
okay, let me go back. Oh, there they are. Apologies. Wow. Okay, sorry. I'm on the different screen. Okay, Officer Evelett, the floor is yours.
Oh, Garrick, I was just going to say, if you guys need anything from the police department, please outreach to me. I'll be your contact. And Blair, it's good to see you again. I was at the grand opening as well with Gina, and we have your full support. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for your constant support and stopping by every now and then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much. All right, and Ignite Daniel, do you want to unmute yourself?
Yes. Hey, greetings, everyone. This is Ignite with Life Development Group. I just want to let you guys know that we do have a survey that we would like community members and stakeholders to take. If you email me, I did put my email in the chat. I will be more than happy to send you the link for that. It is regarding, we do want to see where people's knowledge is of cannabis and, just different things that you would like to see to come into the community with those funds that we do need to do more about regulating and making sure that they come into the community. So our emails are in the chat. We will be more, if you have any questions.
If you don't mind, can you just restate the email address for me?
Yeah, no problem at all. Both myself and Kika, it is our first name at lifedevelopmentgroup.org. The site is lifedevelopmentgroup.org. And also, if you would like the presentation, we'll be more than happy to send that over as well if you want to take a look, and if you have just any questions about what is going on. But we do want some feedback. Take the survey, share the survey, right? Come to the cannabis meeting in your respective places. Let others know, right, as well, that they need to have a cannabis regulation committee as well, so that we all can work together to make sure that we're seeing these funds come into our community.
Great, thank you so much. Appreciate that information, and appreciate you putting everything in the chat for us as well. And again, I want to say thank you to everybody for being here today. Thank you so much to Officer Evelyn. Thank you to our community organizations that showed up today. Thank you to Kika, Keith. Thank you to Garrett Goldberg. Thank you to Ralston Blair. All of you for making it to the meeting. Most importantly, though, thank you to our stakeholders for being here today on your Saturday. And I also want to thank, I don't do this alone. I couldn't do this without the help of our board. So I want to thank our board for being so supportive and helping me to look good, basically, because I couldn't do it without you guys. Know that, again, reminder, our elections are coming up. So please, 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 empowerla.org. Check out the candidates for the election and get your vote in. Very excited about that. And you know what? Last meeting, I went about 10, 15 minutes over, but I got you because this meeting, we ended about 10 minutes early. So I am giving you your 10 minutes back, everybody. But I want to say, please, please go on to enjoy your Saturday. If you can, please remember that rally down at Ralph's. It's hugely important. That Ralph's Market is one of the last union supermarkets in our area. They're threatening to close because they do not want to give hero pay to the essential grocery workers that are in there. So if at all possible, head on down to that rally if you're interested. It's down at Crenshaw and Slauson, and it starts at noon. So please get on down there if you can. And other than that, I'm Gina Fields, chairperson of Empowerment Congress West, and I'm very proud to be that. And thank you guys so much. I'm gonna play my outro music, and everybody go out and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Oh, happy Easter. Thanks, everybody. See you soon. Bye. The dance out portion. Yvonne, I see you. I see you. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much. Till next time.